Hi, this is Ellie with Full Moonlight Tarot 20, and this is your daily oracle reading. It's the Sylvia Browne, my spiritual reading cards today, and we have many times kind words expressed when someone is in a rage will help neutralize the energy and try to go one day without complaining and only affirm the positive. Now, I feel like this is totally speaking to me because I was quite angry with some people around me yesterday. Very, very angry. Actually came home very angry. And I know anger is something that I'm trying to work on within myself, but sometimes anger is a good thing because you realize that you will not let people step all over you anymore. And I've gotten to that point now where I won't accept, I won't let people cross my boundaries. I won't let people walk all over me anymore. I'm at that point in my life where I value my peace and I value my self-respect, and people around me know this. And people who don't know it will know it. Anyways, so if you see someone around you in a rage, sometimes you just want to kind of either stay back and not get involved, or it's almost like you want to kind of fuel that fire a little bit and rage with them, kind of live in that drama energy, and that kind of energy just feeds more of that negativity, right? So if someone is mad, even if you're fighting with someone, if someone is really angry with you, instead of fighting back, take a few deep breaths and try not to trigger them more than you already have. Try not to be triggered by their anger. Try to kind of put yourself in their shoes because maybe they do have a valid point. And instead of yelling back at them, try to remain calm. Talk in a calm voice, because even just talking in a calm voice is going to diffuse. Yeah, it's going to diffuse their rage. So, and maybe you should step away for a few minutes, let them calm down, and be kind. Always try to be kind. If someone calls you names, if someone is really nasty, you don't have to reciprocate. Don't reciprocate. If you treat people like you wish to be treated, and that's sometimes very hard because, especially when someone says something that triggers you, you just want to fire back because you feel like you need to take on a protective stance and you need to stand up for yourself and do that. But don't fight fire with fire. And then try to go one day without complaining and only affirm the positive. I think we had a similar card not long ago. And it's so true because I get into that too, where I just feel like complaining all the time. And it's funny because it depends on which people you're around, because some people, they kind of fuel that. You sit there and you just complain about everything, and then the other person complains about everything, and you're just in that combined energy of this is what's wrong with my life and that's what's wrong in my life. And instead of, stop yourself, catch yourself, and think about your blessings instead, because your thoughts and your words are so powerful, and all you're doing when you're complaining is attracting more things to complain about. When you sit there instead and talk about all the wonderful things that are going on in your life, and how blessed you are, and how grateful you are for everything that you have, and for all the loving people in your life. If you're truly grateful and you just focus on that, you are going to be attracting more of that into your life. And that is how the law of attraction works. You get what you put your focus on, especially when you're talking and thinking with emotion, because it's not just the thoughts, it's the emotion that's behind them. And if you have very strong emotions that go along with the thought, that is going to manifest even faster. So be very, very, very careful what you say. very careful what you think. And I'm not trying to make you nervous now to second guess everything you're thinking, but try to catch yourself, because all you have to do is reprogram your mind. That's all it is. You had programmed your mind up to this point, possibly, to complain. And now you have to catch yourself and reprogram your mind to just focus on the blessings in your life. And your life is really going to start changing around you when you do that. And that's what I have for you today. This is beautiful. This feels complete. And I will talk to you tomorrow. Love and light.